Hi guys, so today's video is going to be a vlog. It's Monday currently, and I haven't done a vlog in a while, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to hop on and just get to read with you guys and chat with you guys and show you a lot of Luna Bear. Before I jump into what I'm going to be reading this week, this is not sponsored, but I just wanted to mention this company where I got this t-shirt. It's called Paws, as you can probably read, and a percentage of the proceeds go to animal shelters, which I thought was great. I've had my eye on a lot of their clothes for a while, and I finally was like, I have to buy something, and I bought 4 things. But anyway, I'll have them linked down below. I think that their clothes are super cute too, and of course it's a good cause. It helps doggies, and doggies are great. Speaking of doggies, I saw this video on Instagram. It was the cutest thing. Well, there's 2 things I'm gonna say about dogs, and then I'll get into books, I promise. But I sent this to my friend Jess, and I was like, what the heck? Why are dogs so cute? It was this mama dog, and she had all these little tiny newborn puppies, and she brought her toy to them, and then she ends up just like very gently dropping it on the puppies. And it was so cute. It was so cute.
Did you bring your baby's baby Grinch? Yeah. Oh. What, Dee? Oh, good mama.
And then also my husband and I can't get over how adorable this one dog is, that most of the time dogs give birth to a lot of puppies, and this one just gave birth to one giant puppy, and I've never really seen that from a bigger dog. You almost always see a bunch of puppies instead of just one giant one, and I don't know what it was. It was really cute. It's a different color than the mom. Anyway, there's your daily dose of cuteness, because we all could use it. I follow so many dog accounts on Instagram. It helps me get through life. It also helps me get through depressing books like Evicted. So this is one that Jess Owens and I decided to pick up after we talked about it in a video we did. We're calling it our BookTube after party videos, but we were discussing nonfiction and just trying to find a balance of reading nonfiction versus things that aren't nonfiction, so fiction. And this particular one is something my husband had read, and he was like, you have to read this. It is absurd, the kinds of things that go on with landlords and laws surrounding eviction and things. So this book, it's amazing. It's incredibly well documented and researched. The author essentially had permission to just follow these people around, and then he would record these entire conversations, both with tenants and the landlords, and sometimes even other people that are involved in things. Like, he would go, I think, to the courthouses and things as well. And then he took all of that information and then put it into this book, as well as with research. I mean, he obviously has references and everything in the back, but it's very eye-opening. So I am going to be reading some fun YA fantasy and then one adult fantasy that I have been meaning to get to for forever, so I'm finally getting back around to it. The adult fantasy would be Malice by John Gwynne. So I had picked this up last year, but unless you're totally new here, most of you know that my dad passed away last year, and it was not expected necessarily, his declining health and everything. So I would often start books and then put them down, and then I'd be like, okay, he's starting to do better, so I'm just gonna jump into something new. And then I would do that, and then his health would decline, and then I would have to put books down, and it was just like this cycle of constantly accidentally DNFing books, and this was one of them that was a result of that. But I have so many friends here on BookTube that love this series. Alex Nieves was one of the first people that I saw talk about it. And then I just feel like there's this big boom and everybody started reading it. And I was like, dang it. I wanted to be that hipster that could be chatting with Alex and could just be like me and him trying to tell everybody to read it. And then, of course, everybody's read it now, except for me. So the thing is, I have a couple friends who really don't like it. So I don't know where I'm going to fall. Obviously, I hope I like it. To get myself out of the slump that kind of Evicted, but not really Evicted's fault, I just need some pick-me-up. And I'm going to be picking up The Blade of Secrets. This is by Trisha Levenseller, who I guess has just become my go-to author for when I need to get out of a slump, because I read Warrior of the Wild last year, and I did not want to put it down. It was so cute. It was so ridiculously cute. And then I also have read The Shadows Between Us by this author, which is so drastically different. Anyway, so I enjoyed both of those. They were both so over the top. One in the cute factor, one in the ridiculous, like, I'm kind of evil factor. This one, I just think sounds really nice. I don't know. It's the beginning of a series, which is different from the other two because those are standalones. So it says 18-year-old Ziva prefers metal to people, which I prefer a lot of things to interacting with people. She spends her days tucked away in her forge, safe from society and the anxiety it causes her, using her magical gift to craft unique weapons imbued with power. Then she receives a commission from a powerful warlord, and the result is a sword capable of stealing its victims' secrets. And it would seem this warlord wants to try and have this weapon created to take over a bunch of people. And their sister, I guess the main character tries to have her sister and her get away and escape, and then they join up with 2 other people, and I'm hoping it ends up having that found family. I'm really excited. I hope this one is like the perfect little pick-me-up that I need. And then the other one, I have been eager to pick this up ever since the publisher actually contacted me and asked if I was interested, and when I read the synopsis, I was like, that sounds so cool. So it's part of the Queen's Council series. It's called Rebel Rose. The idea for this series is that we follow different kind of classic fairy tale, almost Disney princess type stories, except for we add a historical fiction spin, and then also it's almost a what would happen next. So this one follows Belle, kind of set in a fantasy French Revolution. And I thought that sounded so cool, and I believe we're going to be getting another one that has a Mulan character, which I'm so excited about. But anyway, I really, really want to pick this up. I think it sounds so fun. Both of these are a little on the shorter side, so I think they will complement Malice really nicely. And then, like I said, probably a little bit lighter than Evicted. This is my favorite ambiance. The channel is called Autumn Cozy. I'll have it linked because it's lovely. They always have the prettiest ones with just a subtle amount of noise, which I like. And then I want to show you Luna Bear, but don't judge. Her fur is all over the floor, and I have the vacuum charging. But look at her. The fur is not that bad. It's been worse before, but she's so cute. I am 61 pages into Rebel Rose. I decided to start with this one, and I'm loving it. I'm so surprised because I thought this was just going to be a fun, cool little Beauty and the Beast historical fiction, alternate history type of story, which it is, but it's not really that fun. It's actually kind of serious. You guys know I love Fireborn. It's giving me a little bit of Fireborn vibes, minus the dragons. I had to get some of my tabs and tab a couple of spots because there's just some lines in here that I really liked. Let me find one of them that I want to read to you. A little setup for this particular line. So one, which is totally different from something I'm accustomed to in YA fantasy, because it's supposed to take place after the events of Beauty and the Beast, her and the prince are married, which I feel like is really rare to see a married couple in a YA fantasy. But then also, because it's supposed to be French Revolution inspired, you're seeing this tension between the wealthy and the poor, and we're kind of right on the edge of violence and everything breaking out. But she's used to being a commoner, and she's still kind of finding her place, and she's speaking to people who are wealthy, and she has this thought, and I'm just like, I love this so much. Let me find it. She has this thought after spending the day basically talking to all these rich people, and now that she's married to this prince and everything, that she'll become as ignorant as them. She thinks that they have access to the best books and education money could buy, but use them to make their world smaller. And I was like, man, if I don't know some people that are like that, I don't know. I just feel like there's so many of us that could do so much, and instead we just kind of hole up in our privilege, and we don't want to look at the problems in the world. Why? Why are you doing that? Why, Luna Bear? What? That can't be comfortable. Luna, why don't you come over here? You're a few feet away from me.
Luna Bear, is Dad home?
Is Dad home? Yeah? Oh, it's so exciting, huh? You have to make him coffee. Are you excited? Let me get my shoes and we'll go outside and say hi to him. Hold on. I know. I think he's on the phone.
Now we're going inside apparently.
You a little princess. That's a pretty pose. You look very nice. What? Luna, you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Oh, yeah? Yeah? Let's get your leash. Hold on, sit. Good sitting.
Oh.
Yay! Yay for walking. Making some dinner. We're going to be eating some sandwiches. I'm very excited. We've been using HelloFresh. This isn't sponsored. I just wanted to try them out a while ago, and then we did, and we really like them. So what I did was because they send you these recipe cards, so I got this binder and a hole puncher and just have all our recipes that we like saved up. It's pretty awesome. It's like having a little cookbook. And they send you exactly what you need, the exact amount, so you don't have all this leftover of whatever random thing. It's really nice, and the food is delicious. It's now a little after 1 in the morning. Luna Bear's a sleepy girl. She looks so cute. But I finished Blade of Secrets. I know that's not the one I was talking about before, but I put that one down for a little while. It doesn't have an audiobook, and I wanted to try to do some things around the house today. So I started listening to this, and then I just read the whole thing today. It's not very long, so I feel like that's not, anything super impressive, but I'm a little sleepy, so I will talk to you guys about it a little bit more later. But overall, had a really good time with it. It was exactly what I was hoping for. A new day means a new day to put your head on the coffee table. Also, Mom still needs to vacuum. You're very cute, Luna. What? 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 Tell me more. Hi guys, so it is Thursday night. I think it's sometime around midnight, so technically it might actually be Friday. To the books that I got around to though, I'll start with Malice. It's the one that I haven't finished yet. So I'm, about 100 pages in. I feel like things are just starting to pick up and I'm just starting to get to know the characters a little bit better and feel grounded. Whereas at the very beginning, it's just a lot of introduction. There's a lot of different characters, there's lore to be introduced to, and the writing style is one in which I find you kind of see different scenes with all of these different characters without necessarily getting a whole lot of how they feel in those moments. And so I don't feel like there is a quick emotional connection to things that are happening. It is a little bit slower. Lots of names are being thrown around. I think it's just one that's going to take some time, but it seems like it's going to be very epic in scope. And I can see myself really loving it. Fingers crossed. There's so much here that I feel like I could end up really liking. But I don't know. I can't say a whole lot as to, how I'm feeling about it currently because I feel like things are only starting to really get going. Let me know if you've picked this one up, how long it took you to really feel connected to it. Blade of Secrets was the last one, I believe, that I had mentioned. So this is the one that I read basically in one sitting. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be. It was exactly what I was hoping it would be. So it was fun and light and fluffy. It was super easy to get into. You were just immediately connected to the characters. It had silly banter, and it had this sister bond. So the setup for the story is that there's this character who has this rare magical ability, and it allows them to make magical weapons. It's kind of gained them a little bit of notice throughout the kingdom, especially from this one warlord who wants them to make a blade that will be really powerful and just an amazing weapon. And this blade allows people to, once you cut someone, you know all of their secrets, essentially, and their thoughts. And in displaying the sword, the person, the main character, doesn't initially know that it can do this, but when she is showing it, this warlord gets a cut, and then all of a sudden, our main character finds out that the warlord has not great intentions with how they're going to use this weapon, so they don't know what else to do. They know that this person is extremely powerful, and that they want this weapon, but they can't let them have this weapon, so they take their sister, and they go to leave. They hire a mercenary to protect them, and then also this other person kind of tags along and helps them out. It was great. I mean, it was so fun, and it's not anything super deep. It's not anything super unique, but if you are looking for a good pick-me-up book to get you out of a slump, just a fun, quick YA fantasy story, that's exactly what this one was. I want to add as well that the main character in this has a lot of social anxiety. It's not something that I experience as strongly as this character did, but I did find that I have a little bit of social anxiety, and I related very strongly to a lot of the things, but like I said, theirs is much stronger than mine. But there's a part where they go to eat, and apparently they have it set up where the sister always orders the food for them, even for our main character, Ziva, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because if my husband and I are gonna go pick up fast food, I always want him to drive so that he'll be the one to talk to people in the drive-thru, or even at a restaurant, I like to tell people, like, this is what I want, you can, like, just throw in our order when they come around. Like, anyway, it was just very relatable. There's a lot of things, the character, they just need their alone time sometimes, but I really appreciated that representation in this. I also completed Rebel Rose, so this is the one that is, it's more of a Beauty and the Beast sequel set in the French Revolution. And I do feel like I need to let people know, because based off of that description, you might think that there's going to be a lot more maybe violence and action going on, when really it's more that Belle is trying to keep the events that are happening in Paris from happening where she lives. So in that way, I feel like it's much more about politics and trying to prevent things from happening. So this might end up being much drier than what the description makes it sound like it's going to be. It was actually the perfect trio of books for fantasy, because one of them was kind of like popcorn, Blade of Secrets. Malice is over here, it's a little more intense, and then this one fell right in the middle. So perfect level for me to complement the others. I really enjoyed this, but I feel like its target audience is a little bit more specific, and I don't think it's as YA as it might come across. I also don't think it's obviously super adult, but it's somewhere in the middle. I wouldn't even describe it necessarily as new adult, but like I said in another clip, the characters are married, and that's very unusual for a YA story. And also, I tabbed so many moments of just kind of commentary on privilege and the wealthy and the distance that it seems like there is between different classes. I checked out the average rating on Goodreads, and it's actually quite low, and I really honestly think it's because it's hard to meet the expectations of the Beauty and the Beast fans. It's hard to live up to the synopsis, because the French Revolution thing makes it seem like it's going to be more actually in the revolution, and it's more of how to prevent those actions and those events. And I just don't know that it's found its target audience, because I think it's well written, and I think that the commentary is fantastic, and I think that there are so many interesting aspects to it. And the politics. I love the politics, but it's not action-packed. It's not really fast-paced, but I still had a good time with it. There you go, though. Those are the 3 books that I've been reading recently. Let me know what you've been picking up. Let me know if you've picked up any of these, your thoughts on them. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.